Well, Cthulhu, it's time to send another team home here in the lower brackets. Will it be two EU teams making it to the top three, or will NA make their way through? And yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing, but on the side of Hit and Run, the 277, a big old stack of IS7s, and then two CS63s to round it out.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the side of Smile, I'm looking at it, the double 50B, the double CS63, the two BZs and an IS7 make for a slightly, well, less protected lineup, but this is a rush and a half towards Donut that is looking to mount up. Though there is going to be some presence out on mid, but that is the CS63 and the 277, two very mobile tanks. But the 50Bs are going to have a field day. Yeah,
but Monairos, he's helping out with the boost of Monster, of course. And now they get into it. Monairos, he's in trouble. They've got the numbers to do this. Fly taking some big damage, so is Fluky. He's in trouble. One of those two Argentinians going deep behind the rock, but they are now looking for the rat. Piotr coming in from the back. Fluky should be moments away from death if they can get the shots in, which they should by rights. I don't know if Smile realized that this could be a potential play, and there you go. First blood within 50 seconds.
Yeah, Lop is the next one on the chopping block. He is still reloading, just about, well, I'd say about 10 seconds remaining. Never should be able to put in at least one more shot. That should be another salvo to go in. Lop, yeah, he's out of it.
Marcel bags himself yet another 5 tanks remaining for Smile, and it is in shambles at the moment. Hit and Run have read into that opening brilliantly. Perfect. Getting that IS7 deep with the CS boost, and now Fly being overwhelmed, outmanned, outgunned. And you can see Kubaz and Conrad set up for the pinch. They can now collapse onto the rest of the Smile once Fly goes down. Sebastian there in the wars. It looks like reinforcements are here, but it is too little too late.
Yep, exactly that. Still full lineup for Hit and Run, whereas for Smile only 4 tanks remain, 2 of them only being fully healthy. Sebastian not feeling particularly too pretty about this whole situation. Mineros might fall amidst it all, but at this point the damage has been already dealt.
Brilliant stuff so far from the Polish team, looking to make a statement here in Championship Sunday. And you can see Mountain the Hill, Piotr getting some big damage and cracking that 3K mark as Kubaj takes down Sebastian. 3 remaining. Vova, Opie, Hacker, and Dodoma. What can they do here? Can they even get the single kill off the board? I highly doubt it.
Highly doubt it as well. Yeah, Vova is the first one on the chopping block. Next up is going to be Dodoma to wait, well, try to do really anything, but there goes the CS63. It's all down to the BZ. Well, Kubaj does fall, but at this point, it does not matter. Smile forfeited the first round basically in every single way and possibility.
Yeah, look, it's just a consolation prize, a little consolation cupcake is Hit and Run. Draw first blood here on Cliff. Well, second round of Cliff underway. Look at it, Smiles like the 50B is still there, but we replaced one of the 50Bs with another BZ75. There's triple set up and triple CS63.
Okay, that makes even less of a sense. One of them is going for the spotting build, so Vova will be going to the Cliff. The rest are looking like a brawl setups, but why would you even want a brawling CS63 when you could bring quite literally anything? But, well, I suppose mobility is still key, so...
I think that is it. I did say you want to line up that can pivot immediately into the brawl, and those BZs do allow some of that extra mobility. So I can understand why they brought. I think they're following similar logic that I was always talking about before we jumped into this round. But it looks like it is going to be a very heavy mid-presence. The only dissuasion from that is Hit and Run have sent some players in towards the donut.
Yeah, Vova is about to have a fun time as well on that cross, spotted out, and now they're well aware of the presence on a donut. 2 CSs to go on a Cliff, but Fluky decides to stop, opening himself up for some shots from the back. But as it stands, the brawl is starting to happen and the 50B is right behind them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Hit and Run have done every single time. They see an opening, they're going to take it. They realize that these 2 players are more focused on getting up the hill than they are actually reinforcing the team. And it's about those expectations. Smile has expected Hit and Run to do one thing, they've then pivoted and done another. But right now, it's not going that cleanly for Hit and Run, I think.
Not at all, yeah. This doesn't look to be too favorable. Hit and Run are starting to get a little bit closer and closer in terms of the health differential. Fluky keeping himself pretty well paced, trying to find those pixel shots onto the cupola, but things are looking a little bit...
You see that shot, there's a bit of panic coming in here for Fluky. That was not the ice cold shot we've seen. Piotr finds first blood, 90 seconds in. It's Dodoma out, the one American, official American in this roster now gone. And Marcel, look, he's taken that punishment, but he's quite happy to sit and keep pumping it out. OP Hacker, he's down as well. Marcel finds that in the thick of it. Now the players have that control up through the mid-hill. Fly has to back off because he's in a 1 versus 3 right now. Yeah, he's got support in the wings, but what does that count for?
Exactly that. And I mean, you look at the spread of the damage that so far happened. Hit and Run managed to balance it really, really well, whereas on the side of Smile, all in each and every one of them has been focused to a certain degree. Lop is on half HP. Vova has been starting to get tagged. So is Fly. For Hit and Run, they still not out of this yet. Marcel and Never could really fall here to
Come on, Kubaj,
single
a little bit
salvo.
more.
Come on, Kubaj, you got this. Let's go.
That's the one. He should have been awake that HP. But I mean, you look at it. You look at a team like Hit and Run, a team like Opor. For them, HP is just a number. It doesn't matter how much you have, as long as it's more than 0. You are still an active member of that fight. Sebastian now finds himself with 3 players staring him down, and he knows he has to back off. Gets a shot, fades away, but the rest of his team are losing key numbers in terms of HP. You look at it, Monster and Piot over towards Vova. Maniros and Piot have cracked 3k damage. This is a brutal experiment for Smile that has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, Lop continues to unload his gun in the clip. Does Marcel get the finishing shot? No, he does not. So Lop does get the final shot on that one. All of a sudden, the tank numbers have been equalized.
Lop might have been a saving grace there. If he can get one more shot off, it might have been something. But no, with Vova going down, the numbers swing back in favor of Smile. This is doable territory, but every single shot that Hit and Run lands onto Smile from this point on is going to dwindle those odds. I mean, you look at the HP for Hit and Run. There is a world. There is a world in which this does go Smile's way, but that world is, you know, much like Fly, about to be blown up.
Yeah, look, that salvo was basically the final nail in the coffin. For Smile, look, Lop is hoping to get at least a couple more shots before he falls. Sebastian is there to soak up maybe some damage, but there's only so much that the CS63 can do. Lop falls. It's all down to Sebastian, and well, from here on out, it is very much of a struggle town for Smile.
With diving, very much so. For poor Smile as Hit and Run take the 2-0. Well, Cthulhu, I can't speak to Himmelsdorf's proximity to an airport right now, so it might be the train home for Smile if they don't bring something fresh. A 705, an E100, couple IS4s, the Mouse, Super Kong, and E3. Probably one of the most diverse tank rosters I think we've seen this tournament.
Yeah, I'm liking this lineup from Smile. This does, though, remind ever so slightly from the lineups that you would usually see during Clan Wars as well. You could call it the camp-heavy lineup because you have the S-Kong that could really just sit down in one of those hold-down positions, Rainfire, E3, borderline impossible to really get through frontally as well. So that would be the E3 that usually would either sit around the C3 or the A5 as well in one of those windows to keep an eye out. Or in this case, they're looking to place it on the railroad. And then you looking at the rest, IS4s are very tricky to really bounce from the front as well, unless you have the ground.
What do you? How is an IS7 just being able to cut through the courtyard up to that DE line right now unpunished? They
tell you.
No scouting in towards Banana. They've had no control around the middle portion of the map. They've been so heavily focused up that 2-3 line. Yeah, they've got the 705 deep. Yeah, they've got the coverage up that 1-2 line as well. But with an IS7 in that position, the cutoff is already established with multiple tanks coming up over the hill.
Yeah. And now with the Mouse being the first one to be spotted, I'm not too sure about Dodoma's positioning. Usually you would want, if you're setting up to just hold, place your E3 at the A4, help the Mouse to be able to deter the push and slow down the progression for Hit and Run, but it seems like that progression is already being slowed down. Piot has taken quite a substantial amount of damage from that 705.
I think it's a very lucky situation for Smile to have found themselves in. If Piot had actually got some shots in, they're going to go for the full commit. They know full well how deep Smile is playing this at the moment. They can go for the flood. I don't know whether they pivot, head down towards D and go up that line. Do they? Yeah, it looks like they are going to swing in to back up Piot, and they're going to go for a bit of a wrap, try and cut off the reinforcements, because that 705 is well and truly isolated right now, and there could be 2 Mouse on him in just a moment.
Yeah, 2 Mouses will be basically able to just deal with him rather easily. There's the double stack and the side scrape to come through. Monster is there to apply pressure on Dodoma, and I'm not too sure what can be really done for Old Mate here because, well, he's not for long in this world.
My God, look at the setup, look at the crossfires they have. Yeah, look, the Mouses are a bit deep for my liking, but obviously Hit and Run have a game plan here. Yeah. HP advantage is not there, and you can see they've had to pull off the flag for just the moment, but it is a triple stack here, Cthulhu. If they can juggle this, if they can get the Doma out, they might just take this cap and deal some big damage along the way.
Exactly that. Well, Monster might be having a few problems now that the E3 has been finally rotated over, and the Skunk should be able to start raining fire. They did manage to prevent Mineros from swinging any further, as now the tanks are starting to close in, but Kubash should be able to still output some damage. For Hit and Run, though, a little bit of a scrappy turnaround. Smile finally looking on top, at least in terms of the HP.
Proxy spot down in the southern side to now know how deep those two mouths are sitting. There was an attempt at a pinch, a little bit of a rat there from the 705 and the IS-4. IS-4 is not an quantity. Kubaj finds the first kill onto Dodoma on that IS-4, and now it looks like we see Hit and Run now in the face. Smile have pushed themselves up with that mouse, looking for the fight with the Super Conker as well. Mineros is just face tanking shots here.
Yeah, and the perfect HE shot as well from Lop to reset the timer. It was the cap points on Never, and managing to even land just one tick of HP is just perfect. Mineros now about to be pressured potentially.
Is it really worth it when your mouse is so weak? You've taken so much damage for that one reset.
It's the only thing that they can do, really. Lop was supposed to be sacrificed for this one to just keep on resetting the points, to keep on draining the time. But as it stands, yeah, the casualties are severe on the side of Smile.
And the deep contest from Smile is not worked out either. Marcel dropping OP Hacker. Fluky's now outnumbered 2-1. Of course, it's Conrad and Marcel, the absolute units for Hit and Run here, but luckily there is a bit of support. Fluky will get himself away as Marcel copping some big punishment. But again, it's a 7 versus 4 currently. What can you do? 2 players on the cap. You've got a TD that might be the only tank able to contest right now.
Yeah, but even then, the E3 is going to struggle. Sebastian in a, well, damned if you do, damned if you don't position.
They've got 3 on.
Yeah, he knows exactly that he is in the worst position possible, and at this point it might end up being a Hail Mary play.
The E100 and Super Conk having to rotate back around Vova and fly. Sebastian is going to just hit that W key, look to send. He just wants to find a little bit, an angle, anything, and he is going to spot it, get the reset, but he has pushed so very deep just to make it happen. Now the collapse is there. Sebastian down to 877. Fluky will find that kill finally on Marcel, but how long was he sitting at 300 HP? That took far too long for Smile.
Yeah, far too long indeed, though it may not be over just yet. Fluky continuing to keep on outputting damage on his side. Meanwhile, Sebastian, that E3 is a thorn in the side and needs to be flanked around. Kubaj as well to join up. Vova gets the better of Monster as well. That's one of the crossfire positions out of the equation, but Sebastian may be in trouble.
Somehow, it feels like Smile might be working this one back. Unfortunately, Sebastian goes down, and all of a sudden that changes. But the HP difference, about 600. They've got some pretty heavy-hitting tanks as well. If they can find a team up or two, they might be able to whittle away at those numbers. But you look at Kubaj, Piotr, not really in a position to be threatened.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, Sebastian did his job pretty well. He stayed alive for as long as he could. But yeah, at this point, this is starting to get a little bit dicey. The fact that Fly is unable to pen as well is a problem and a half. And the E100 is about to be bullied out of the existence. There's the, potentially the HE shell being loaded. Maybe not. No, Never actually falls.
I mean, there's still a world in which it's possible, but again, it's a very, very small possibility. 2 versus 3. Vova doesn't really have what he needs to contest Mineros,
but make it work.
There's still a world this works. That IS-4 on the backside, though, has Conrad to contest with. This is a dicey prospect, and it is down to just Fluky.
Yeah, Fluky being the last player remaining. Still 1,000 HP to go, but Conrad should be able to get the better of him if he even pushes out. There's no way for the IS-4 to even DPM him down. The timer is there. Yeah, this should be fairly...
I mean, all Conrad has to do is hold this angle. Yeah. He doesn't need to force the issue. He just has to... Honestly, he doesn't even have to push out that far. It's just mind-gaming Fluky, and you can see Fluky realizes, I have to go for something here. I can't just sit here and deal with this mouse. And Conrad knows. Conrad knows full well that it's a race, a gamble. Fluky is trying to go for a reset, and he would potentially find that angle, but will cause him to cross into the line of sight. Oh, not the roll that he was looking for. But with 74 HP, it's just easy pickings. 15 seconds. Fluky is about to round the corner. And he should be going down in just a second, and Monira snipes it from range. Well, Cthulhu, it's easy to see that Smile have a mission on their hands. Whether or not it is an escort mission, we'll have to see.
Wait a second.
Yeah, look, this is getting spicy, and I'm here for it.
Oh my goodness, it is a sight to the sore eyes. The whole Reed 3 is being brought out for Fly, for Smile. And look, I gotta say, this is one of those tank destroyers that, whilst it is a meme pick to a certain degree, the damage capabilities of that thing are absolutely off the charts. The AP round that you can load from that one can basically have a much higher chance to overmatch the, well, basically most of the armors that the hit and run are bringing over.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of damage on the other side as well. The 277, 60 TP, 705s, E5, and of course the mouse in the hands of Conrad. No other tank is good for him other than that mouse. He's been playing it all tournament. Fly. Yeah, look, the Hombre 3. Will it be that artillery unit that it very much feels like it could be?
Problem being is that, once again, in the same vein how it was in the first round, Smile gave away a lot of ground. Not much of the contention. There's no control over the church area for Never and the rest of the squad. This is going to be a very easy take and a very easy flank as well.
I mean, hit and run, throwing down the gauntlet here. They say, Smile, if you're going to say it with your chest, because we're coming to you.
Exactly that. Marcel already taken some initial damage. Lop is going to be, because he is the one to be separated from the rest, though there is, I believe, yeah, it is Sebastian as well to help him out. So look, not the worst situation, but definitely could mean a lot of problems from here on out.
Cthulhu. The fact that there is only a single tank on that 2 flag at the moment, and right now, Smile are backed into a corner. Yeah, they've got the Hori there positioned deep on that B line at the moment, but they are so deeply corralled onto that right-hand side of the map that they've got little territory to work with.
Yeah, very much so. Look at the sheer control that hit and run established. In comes the push, though. Conrad is looking to receive it. Probably will have to just fall back a little bit, or maybe try to just get as much information as possible.
Oh.
Pops a shot from the Hori. That is going to hurt quite a fair bit. OB Hacker looking to maybe just keep around his position and just keep on applying the pressure. 705 rotating around. Marcel all of a sudden became a target.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a rough spot. You can see Lop and Sebastian there, but oh my, they're just going to start pumping those shots out.
Lop is not having a fun time.
Yeah, Smile well and truly entrapped at the moment by hit and run in those positions. Monairos coming in from the back if Sebastian is not aware, and they are not at all. There he goes, reveals himself, cops a shot to the side. OP Hacker on the flag at the moment, looking to make something of it with Vova there as well, but Never. He's got the opportunity to go around the corner for the reset, but is it worth the peak? That's the question.
I mean, it is a 705. You can go for a side scrape there to peek around, and, well, it should be a fairly possible thing. Smile continuing to bleed the HP, which is not the most ideal situation. Full control of the park as well. So Kubash and Marcel now wrapping around to try to get the better of the Doma. But now with Never, Conrad should have all the confidence to go in for the swing to get the reset going.
Oh.
Even the Hori 3 is not hitting its strides, and this is a problem. Full reset as well of the capture points.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, I mean, the fact that Fly didn't pin that shot, all of a sudden this is just easy pickings for hit and run. They've got the HP to do it. The Doma, again, backed into a corner, is about to be farmed up. Kubash claiming first blood here in what could be the last round of Smile's tournament, and it's very much feeling that way.
Exactly that, yeah. Look, things are quite all unfortunate here for Smile as things are starting to tick away. OB Hacker falls. Sebastian is looking to be next on the chopping block. And as unfortunate as it all is, Smile, look, you've had the opportunities, you had the chances, but unfortunately all of them are now extinguished to the fullest here, and this might just be that 4th point.
Well, Cthulhu, it seems it is indeed an escort mission, but not for North America, it is for us. It's time to get them back to their flight, because they've got a plane to catch. Blukey doing anything that he can to kill anything that he can do. Icing on the cake, not to be. It is not frosted. It is all over. North America are going home.